Bum, bum, bum. 358. Wonder if I blew an O-ring. Figure out what happened. Let's go ahead and start up here. Get that out of the way. And then we'll go ahead and pop our clips. Missing one. What happened to it? Oh. Oh, I should have popped this safety mechanism first. That's the very first thing you want to do. I don't know why I forgot that. Alright, let's figure out what happened. I think maybe that tube blew out. I think that's it. But we gotta open it all up to find out for sure. Okay. that size. Everything looks good in there. Everything's good with that. Next we're going to get in here and figure out if anything happened in there. We got this dread a little keyring lock. Getting pretty good at. Okay. Blew my firing pin O-ring. That's the issue. All right. And I just got to get into my notes and figure out what size that was. Okay, guys. I got our Byrna O-ring kit here. I got every size that goes in both the LE and the CL. Figured them all out. I'm going to show you guys here what we have and where they go. So, right here on the firing pin assembly, we have a 015 90 Duro. That's this O-ring here. 015 90 Duro. And then we got a 010 010 90 Duro for that O-ring that goes inside right there. 010. And that's this guy right here. And then for your firing pin tip, the one that's probably gonna blow, the one that made me start chasing these O-rings because I blew this O-ring right here, that's a 008 90 Duro. It goes right here. 008 90 Duro. And those are the three O-rings that take care of this. And then you got your piston assembly here. We have, this is a 005 90 Duro. And so that's what these are here. That's what I'm running. 005 90 Duro. That's what I'm running right here. I've been running these aftermarket O-rings without any issues. Been testing them, everything's fine. Everything's been working great with them. This little guy right here that goes on our piston right there, that little guy is a 003. 003 90 Duro. And that's what that little guy right there is. 003 90 Duro. You actually have two 005s. This back cap that goes right there that holds the piston assembly in, that's a 005 90 Duro as well. And then most people haven't realized yet, but that piece comes out. That's where this little brass tube sits against. You can see those make contact and seat together, and that's what squeezes against that spring that's in there. And that sits in this part of your housing, down in here like that, and sits down in, seated nicely in there. And that's what that brass tube sits into. That's got a 004 70 Duro. We got 004 70 Duro stretched over it nicely. And that's what this is here. 004 70 Duro. Stretch that over that. Stretches out nicely. I know the other ones are a 005, but this one's a little bit smaller and goes in the same part of the air chamber, just in the front. That's a 004. And then you got your brass transfer tube here. So I don't know the exact size of these O-rings, but I know that the O-rings in the Tippmann TCR, or aka Byrna TCR, the brass transfer tube O-ring is the exact same size. So this is the exact same brass transfer tube in the Byrna TCR. You can get these Tipp-X or Tippmann TCR replacement. You just look up brass gas tube transfer tube, and it'll show you the part number, and then you can find that exact O-ring for the brass transfer tube, and they're the exact same O-ring. That's how you'll take care of your brass transfer tube. And then we have our puncture pin gasket in here. You can see our puncture pin gasket down in here. Bam. So I can actually pull on this brass piece and unlock it, and it pulls out. And then you can get access to this rubber gasket. And that is just a Byrna TCR gasket. You can get Byrna TCR replacement gaskets by looking up Tippmann TCR. And that will pop right down in there, and that'll be a replacement. So that's every single O-ring in both the CL and the LE. The Byrna LE and the Byrna CL take the exact same size O-rings. So you can slow this video down, take note back to it, come back to it, but that's your O-ring size for everything for your CL and everything for your LE. Thank you guys for tuning in. I appreciate you guys watching. Thank you. I'm not going to make you watch me put this all back together because, yeah, you watch me take it all apart. So, thanks, guys.